Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be just doing a little bit of thinking about Mormon origins, or rather alternative ways of understanding Mormon origins. Seeing it as an American tradition that emerges from or is in response to certain streams of thought and practice from the early 19th century in America. Thoughts around consciousness, the nature of reality, esoteric traditions, and psychedelics. So this is a counter narrative to the church's prevailing self-understanding, which is very binary, very black and white in nature. This black and white thinking obscures nuance that may play into these origins, and it ignores, I think, the complexity or the possible complexity of those origins. Because that's the way it's generally presented, right? Here's a simple narrative, the narrative that the Mormon Church gives us, and that origin, that narrative is either correct, it's either true, or it's false. Okay, so part of this reimagining of Mormon origins lies in our understanding of the nature of reality. Is reality made up of matter, or is it made up of consciousness? And this is an issue which, whether people put it in these terms or not, often arises when we're talking about miraculous accounts, usually miraculous accounts from the Bible, but really miraculous accounts from any religious tradition. Are we to understand such accounts as being real in the sense that materiality is the fundamental nature of things, and this material reality, what we conventionally understand to be a mechanistic world, cause and effect, laws of physics, this is being subverted for said miracles? Or if consciousness is what is fundamental, then reality need not necessarily conform to what we perceive as these laws of materiality. For obvious reasons, this side of the coin is more difficult to pin down in concrete terms. So we could say that the world appears to conform to certain laws of physics. If I drop an apple, I anticipate it. If I drop an apple, rather, I anticipate it to fall, etc. But it may be that the world shows up or is experienced in this way, depending on the kind of band of consciousness through which we are perceiving it. And in the shared or collective experience of reality, the world does indeed appear to conform to certain laws. That is our everyday experience. But in other states of consciousness, however one arrives at those other states of consciousness, the world is showing up or being experienced differently. But different does not necessarily entail less real. In a material view of reality, there is the real out there or around us, and our limited ability to perceive the real. And the assumption is often made that in altered states of consciousness, we are even further removed from that real. Whether we're sleepy, or we're drunk, or we're high, or whatever. I think a consciousness-centric perception of reality challenges this notion and rejects this idea that there is this real which is divorced from the way the world is showing up to us. So how is any of that relevant to Mormonism? I think the idea is that a community can come together and collectively enter into some kind of altered state of consciousness. And this then becomes their reality. And by altered state, I think just the mere effect of coming together is achieving this on some level, whether you're eating and drinking together, maybe more so or in a different way rather, or through ecstatic states of worship, or indeed through taking some kind of substance like some kind of psychedelic together. And I won't go through that claim in this video, but I'll link it up there somewhere. I did explore all the evidence around Joseph Smith and whether he used psychedelics in the formation of religion in the early days, etc., in another video. Okay, so the other part of this, which complements the first part, or goes hand in hand with this altered perception of reality stuff, is the influence of esoteric ideas on Joseph Smith, and then ultimately how those ideas affect the origins of Mormonism. So Joseph Smith is very much doing a kind of, he's synthesizing ideas that were in the air in the early 19th century, New England, New York State, etc., into his religion. A lot of superstitious thinking is being integrated and different ideas about Christianity. Not academic theology, he wasn't in those circles, rather homespun theology, speculative and imaginative theology. An understanding of theology which was influenced by folk traditions and certain strands of esotericism. He does not feel bound, of course, to remain within the constraints of orthodoxy. He is rather, I think, responding iteratively to the needs and questions and doubts of those he is surrounded by and those he is surrounding himself by. And as I suggested, I think this is all being done alongside his experimentation and exploration of altered states of consciousness, intentionally seeking out these different states, different from the conventional way of perceiving things. So Freemasonry has played into his thinking. Joseph Smith was a Freemason. Kabbalah, and just New Age beliefs in general. I think you can find a lot of similarities between a lot of the foundational Mormon beliefs and New Age beliefs. And the Eleusinian Mysteries. The Eleusinian Mysteries of ancient Greece were the initiation ceremonies of ancient Greece. And they seem to parallel in many ways closely with many aspects of Mormonism. The Eleusinian Mysteries can be compared specifically to the temple endowment ceremonies created by Joseph Smith. There are similarities such as the use of oaths or secrets, the viewing of a play, that's very kind of messy, Mormon, what am I saying? Yeah, Masonic as well, very Masonic in nature, the viewing of a play, or the participation in a play even, and arguably also the consumption of psychedelic substances, which was also done in ancient Greece. All of this is being done to achieve a kind of higher spiritual state. The use of the Eleusinian Mysteries, along with other mystical and esoteric practices, is part of this larger pattern where Joseph Smith is integrating these various spiritual traditions into Mormonism. This integration is used as a means to create a unique religious narrative which resonates with a kind of deeper, often hidden spiritual truth or truths. So it is, as it were, crafting a narrative which is resonating with these deeper archetypal religious impulses within the psyche that would be a kind of Jungian framing of what Joseph Smith is doing. Whether he's doing it kind of consciously or unconsciously is debatable. So, in conclusion, the exploration of Mormon origins through the lens of esoteric traditions, particularly the Eleusinian Mysteries, reveals a rich tapestry of spiritual synthesis by Joseph Smith. His incorporation of various mystical elements from Freemasonry to Kabbalah, alongside an exploration of altered states of consciousness, demonstrates that Mormonism emerges as a unique response to the spiritual cultural milieu of the 19th century context here in America, challenging, as of course it does, traditional narratives and inviting us to reconsider our understanding of spirituality and reality. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. As always, please do like, share, and subscribe to this video for more discussion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.